Today's maths lesson is going to be about describing how shapes have been translated. So your learning objectives today are to know what translation of a shape means and to know how to describe a shape once it's been translated. So we'll begin with a little refresher, okay? Coordinates are used, they're really significant when you are translating a shape. And we've looked at coordinates before. So right now I am just going to give you a little refresher on what coordinates are. So the whole grid is called the coordinates plane, and this is split into 4 sections. And these sections are called quadrants. You can see here is a grid, a squared grid, and it has the horizontal axes labelled with numbers and the vertical axes also labelled with numbers. And we call everything inside here the first quadrant. Okay, let's just do a quick refresher on how we plot coordinates. Remember, it's like an aeroplane. You go across the bottom before going up. As you can see, for the tiger, you go across 5, up 4, and there's your coordinates. And they're always written in brackets with a comma separating the 2 coordinates. So if we were going to find the coordinates for the bunny rabbit, let me move this there. The coordinates for the bunny rabbit, have a look. What would those coordinates be? I've already got one done for you there. 4, 8. There you see. We'll do one more together. This is a tricky one, the football one. Some people get a little bit confused with this one. But it's 0, still 0, and up 3. Okay, let's move to the next slide. So here it's a similar process as what you do in one quadrant, but as you can see, we've got 4 quadrants. First quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, and your 4th quadrant. And how this one is different, specifically, this one includes negative numbers. So you always start on the cross section, which is 0, and if you're going left, your digits will be negative. If you're going down, they will be negative. Okay, up, positive numbers, right, positive numbers. But the same rule always applies. You always go horizontal before going up or before going down. So here we have a cricket player or a baseball player. He looks more like a baseball player. What do you think his coordinates would be? I remember the rules. If you're an aeroplane, you go along before you go up. So there you can see, you go to -1, 2. Just a quick refresher here for you guys. So the bus, the school bus, -4 and down to -1. It's really important that you remember to put the minuses, the negative numbers. I'm going to click through here. Oh, let me go back a little bit. So now you're familiar with identifying coordinates and you've just had a little refresher there. What is translation? Well, translation is when a shape moves from one position to another position without being turned around, without being flipped or anything. It simply moves from there to there, or there to there, or there. On this grid, the rectangle has been moved to position B. So here it was, and someone's moved it to there. Now, translation is about how has it moved? How has it moved? You need to think about counting squares. Well, it's higher for a start, so we know it's moved up, and we also know it's moved to the right. Now, remember, just like with coordinates, you talk about how it's moved right before how it's moved left. So let's take a look here. If